Hello, boys and girls. Ken Krell here. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. Gorgeous day ahead. I can see not a cloud in the sky, but it is cold. We're getting into fall. 55 degrees when I got up this morning, and it was 80 like 2 days ago. So go figure. Anyway, while it may be cool outside, it's heating up in terms of what opportunities are existing out there. And I wanted to share with you a conversation that took place last week with someone because I think it affects every one of us. This young lady, let's call her Stephanie, not her real name, had planned on producing a program, a service to meet the needs of her target audience. And she had her heart set on serving this particular community with a product and service that was dear to her heart. And when she did her market research and asked some friends and asked some people that were in that market about her proposed plan, unanimously, they all told her, nope, not going to work. You're making my life more difficult than it already is. Why would I want to do this? Not interested. Thank you very much. Good luck. God bless. Goodbye. She was devastated. The vision that she had for what she was going to do, how her path to greatness, how her path to profit, how her solution was going to be, was just instantly evaporated like that. Gone. What do you do? How do you recover from that? Devastated. And now she believes her world is over. And oh my gosh, what do I do? I don't have any other skills. I've been doing basically unskilled labor for the past X number of years. What do I do? Well, here's the bottom line. Number one, that was fantastic news. That was fantastic news that she received. Why? Because if she went ahead and created a program and put all the time, energy, and effort to do that and money with which to develop that whole thing, and then launched it and found out that nobody wanted it, she would have lost thousands of dollars, lost all sorts of time, and really been in a hole, as opposed to now being saved all of that aggravation. And I got to tell you, for me, having been in the software business for a long time and having launched products, software products and things that literally cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars out of pocket, that failed. I would much rather know up front, nope, dumb idea, not going to work. Let's not go there. But instead, it's not bad news. It's great news. I saw your email, Michelle. I love you more. Thank you so much. You made my morning. You made my mom's morning too. I forwarded it to her. Thank you so much. And the answer is yes, by the way. We can talk about that a bit later. So the bottom line, my dear friends, is that when someone gives you feedback that says your idea isn't any good, number one, check the source. If the source is your target market, in this case, it was Stephanie's target market. If it is your target market, then that's valuable. If it's not your target market, then it doesn't mean anything. I used to share some of my sales copy with my mom, and she'd say, I wouldn't buy that. I'm like, I don't care. Your opinion doesn't matter, Mom, because you're not the target market. You're not the buyer. You're not a 27-year-old young lady or a 22-year-old guy that's buying soccer equipment. You're a little bit older. You don't fit the demographics. So how do you know who they are, right? So understand the source of your information. It may very well not be valid in terms of their opinion, right? Because not all opinions really do make a difference. If they're not your target market, how would they know? Number one. Second thing is, so now that Stephanie knows that dog ain't going to hunt, that is not going to work, then it gives her all the opportunity to look at new things. But wait, she has no experience. She has no credibility. She has no transformational history with people. Blah, blah, blah. She hasn't. Whatever. Guess what? You don't have to have anything other than a drive to succeed. Sure, she has years of wisdom for being alive. There's a lot to be said for that. She's had struggles. She's had things she's overcome. We all have. And sometimes we forget what we have, what we've gone through. Oh my gosh, right? Because it's been part of our life. It's like people that have been colorblind and suddenly they've got LASIK surgery and suddenly they can see colors again. Now that probably doesn't jive, but whatever. People that have lived with limitations and suddenly the limitations are lifted. Wow. And they had no idea. Well, that's this case. Here's the thing though. In Stephanie's case, because Stephanie has no credible experience in history, could she not create an event, for example, and bring in guest experts that do have that experience, that can take the stage and provide the value, and she becomes the curator of content that adds massive value. People that do have those track records, that do have those assets, that do have that experience. And over time, her reputation for delivering that content becomes part of her persona. And now she's the expert on all those things because their expertise has rubbed off on her. I can tell you that when I started speaking years ago, I was speaking for other people for a long, long time and then created my own program on real estate. Within the company that I spoke for, I was the guy. I was the top expert. People that were waiting in line to be in my class. There was a wait list for my class. No kidding. No ego here. It's the truth. I provided an amazing experience. We had class dinners. We had so much fun. It was great. People came to Ken's classes. But when I left that company, instead of being the superstar, I was a nobody because I couldn't build my own list. So I was not known outside of that audience. What did I do? Put together a team of 10 people, of 10 speakers on real estate that all had reputations and had lists and had communities and had products to sell. And I hosted them in my own event. It was called Real Estate Profit Training. This was many years ago, back in 2009. So in so doing, I created a reputation of being the real estate guy that knew all this stuff. And by the way, I did know this stuff. I knew more than probably all the guests I had because I've been doing it for years. So when they would speak, I would add more value. But I now had built a list of real estate people, had the real estate experience, and proceeded from that point. Built a list, built a community off of the lists and experience of others. So Stephanie, while she thinks she has nothing, has everything. All you need to have is the desire to succeed. That's all you need to have. But being in the state of, oh, I have nothing, I lost my life, it's all over, that's garbage. Now, listen, it's totally cool to have a grieving period. Oh my goodness, my dream, my plan, it's shot. Oh, well, yeah, I get that. I've had that too. It's allowed. You're allowed to be down and be sad because the vision you had is gone. Okay, cool. So linger in your sadness, have a bunch of chocolate for a couple of days, do what you need to do, and then get back up on your horse and let's go ride it to a better destination because she'll do far better with the opportunities that are there than where she was going to go anyway. I can tell you that for sure. So is the bad news really bad news or is it really fantastic news? Bottom line is that the opportunities are bigger and better than what you probably even considered. Thank you, Michelle. 100% true. So I want you to think about this. Years ago, this is so funny. Years ago, I was applying to this. I'm really a long time ago. I was applying to be a resident assistant at my university. And if I was going to be an RA, I was being accepted to be an RA, which is the person that kind of manages the floor of students. I was going to have to go in for training that next week. That was the deal. If I wasn't going to be approved to be a resident assistant, then I was going to go to Canada for a week. I was going to drive to Montreal and have a blast. So either way, if I got the job, then I was going to go into training and I was great, success. If I didn't get the job, I was going on holiday. I didn't get the job. And I was like, oh, awesome, thanks. And I got up and I went to Canada and they looked at me like, what's wrong with you? I thought you really wanted this. I'm like, either way, I had a positive solution. I don't have to deal with crazy college students over the next year. I'm going on holiday and I don't have any obligations. Awesome. Either way, I was happy. I want you to look at your life and look at your business the same way. If one path you're thinking about going down turns out to not be the right path for you, isn't there another one? Aren't there more than just one? So don't let the one thing you've been thinking about, you've been dreaming about be the end of the world for you. It's just the beginning of something even bigger and better. And that's the lesson. Simple. So with the beginning of new things, let me invite you to something kind of special coming up. It's coming up tomorrow, just a day away, as they say. You may be familiar. You may be, set yourself up to win either way. Exactly right, Michelle. Either way, there's a win. Either way, there's a win. And when you set yourself up that way, life is good no matter what. So that's what I want you to think about. There is a social media platform out there that the US government tried to shut down a number of months ago, a year ago or whatever, called TikTok. I always thought TikTok was stupid. Then again, I think Twitter's stupid too. But TikTok I thought was for kids, and I didn't really care about what the US government was doing other than the fact that it was interfering with what I thought was private enterprise. And I'm not going to get involved in the political side of it, but I didn't think it mattered to me because I didn't see it as being my audience. I thought it was for kids only. And boy, was I wrong. I met a guy named Caleb Roberts who is making a lot of money on TikTok for his friends, for his clients, and for himself. And he's reaching people that are over 50. He's reaching people that are in various demographics, and they're buying things from $50 to $250 to masterminds into the thousands of dollars. And I said to myself, self, I need to learn how to do this, because if my attitude is that TikTok's not doing anything, then most other marketers are probably thinking the same thing, which means that I now have a niche that I can capitalize on that nobody's involved in. And there's lots and lots of people that fit my audience for what I'm looking for. So guess what? Caleb and I are creating a TikTok program. And tomorrow, and for the next 3 days, Caleb is going to help me build out my program step by step. And you get to look over my shoulder. I'm going to pop the branding in here real quickly, or the banner in here for you to go check it out. So what we're going to do is he's going to teach me how to do it. We're going to do it together. Now, typically, if I was in the US, I would fly to Phoenix, pay him $7,000, and he'd build it out. Or he'd fly to me, because it involves video, so we'd be doing some video stuff. He'd fly to me, I pay him $7,000, and I pay for his travel and so on and so forth. So either way, not cheap. In this case, because I happen to be in Australia as a guest in this fantastic country, I can't go to Phoenix. If I do, I can never come back to Sydney, where I am. So we're going to do it digitally. And you're going to get to watch over our shoulder how we do it, how it's going to be done. We're going to turn this into a course together, which will cost multiple thousands of dollars based on what the value is that you'll be receiving from it. But you get to come in for a mere $250 or $297, I think it is, $297, to come look over our shoulders and then ask questions at the end of the session. You'll be passive while we're working together, because otherwise it would be distracting to us. But then at the end of the night, end of the day, night for me, day for him, or maybe even evening for you, we'll see. I'm not sure what the time is back in the US or North America, wherever many of you are. In any event, you'll get to ask questions. And then a couple weeks later, after you put your programs together, we'll get back together again, and we'll kind of look through everything and make sure you're on the right track. It's going to be stunning, and it's super, super inexpensive, but it starts tomorrow. So if you want to join us, go to joinpride.com/TikTok and grab your spot right now while you can. And I think you'll have a whole bunch of fun with it. I see this as being a gigantic opportunity that other people don't see. I see it as another way of getting to the promised land that other people are not going to. I like to play the niche. I like to play outside the, draw colors outside the lines. I think this is one of those things that you can do. So we're doing that tomorrow. It's 6 hours on Monday, 6 hours on Tuesday, 6 hours on 4 hours, on Wednesday. And the times and so on are listed on the page. So I'll let you go check that out. So go to joinpride.com/TikTok if you'd like to join us. There's only a few people that are going to be with us. We're keeping it rather small. And again, it will be an intimate thing. You'll get to watch over our shoulder as we do this. And we're building a real campaign, because we're looking to fill my next Pride event, which is end of May. And so we're building a campaign to fill that event. And so you're going to see how things absolutely apply. And our intention is to fill events. So if you're doing events and you want to fill your events, which is the holy grail for those of us, is a way to do it that's different than everybody else. Just saying. So that's it. My recommendation for you is to look at the bright, shiny side of every opportunity, where you may think that all hope is lost, but truly no opportunity was presented. Think about Post-it notes. 3M had one of their scientists that was developing a new adhesive. And for whatever reason, that adhesive wasn't working. You could put something on, you could take something up, but it wasn't a permanent fixing of things. So I'm trying to see if I have any here on my table here, but I don't. But Post-it notes came from that. It was a light adhesive that could go on and go off, and there you go. And Post-it notes have made how many millions of dollars for them? So just because something doesn't work doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just may mean that it doesn't work in the way you thought it worked. Anyway, I'm done here. I hope you have an amazing day, night, evening, morning, whatever. Pop some comments in the chat. Hopefully I'll see you over the next few days in our TikTok session, our TikTok intensive. And with that said, you take care. Please be safe. Call your mother and be nice to other people. Talk soon.